So is real estate inventory going up finally? I know I've been praying for that. I'm not sure about you. I know a lot of buyers are. Hey everyone, it's Rayce Robinson, your favorite Florida mortgage broker, and I'm starting to see some articles about inventory rising in certain markets. Someone sent me this tweet that I thought was interesting. This is from Mike Simonson from Altos Research. You can see he did this kind of cool graph showing that inventory has been declining actually a lot even before the pandemic. Builders have really underbuilt for the last decade. But he's pointing out here that in this last couple months, inventory has been rising. And you can see the peaks and valleys. So obviously, every time it rises doesn't mean that the overall trend's not going to be to more reduction in inventory. But the idea is, the market's changed, rates have went up, and he's showing that 305,000 single-family homes on the market, up 4.5% last week. So, and then I went to his website here, and he's got an article on housing inventory is rising quickly as the market shifts. And again, some markets may be starting to see some increase. And I looked on CNN, and they have a housing supply is finally improving. You have to be careful with these articles. I think you're going to see more and more of this because, clickbait and stuff like that, they really want to get people to click. And that's obviously like, wow, if inventory is increasing, what does that mean? So, but they're showing right here in April, inventory was 12% lower than the earlier month, the smallest year-over-year decline. So they didn't really increase, just the decline year-over-year increased or decrease. So that's what they're saying, not technically the inventory has increased. So one thing to think about, and most people, I'm not sure, understand, in real estate inventory, they look at like sales in an average market versus how many houses are on the market. So right now there's less than 2 or 3 weeks of inventory in most of Central Florida, probably really in most all major markets. So inventory increasing, when it gets to like 4 to 6 months, maybe 4 months would be considered more of a balanced market. 6 months of inventory gets more into a buyer's market. So that's why people pay attention to inventory. Now here in Central Florida, and I've done many videos on this, you can really see that inventory has stayed really low. But if you look here, you do kind of expect, if you go from March into the summer months, for inventory to increase, which it does. And so this really increase here from February to March, and we'll see what happens in April, is really kind of expected. So there's, to me, not a big surprise there. Florida has people moving in from everywhere. So just because some inventory is raising in other areas doesn't mean it's going to increase in Florida. But it is a signal, if other areas start having increasing inventory, that the markets could be shifting. And you would expect that, right? With interest rates going up, there's so many cash buyers, but the average buyer that's qualifying, they're actually probably qualified for a little less right now than say what they were a year ago. The average person that was qualified for $350 a year ago is probably in the $275 to $300,000 range now, just because of the increase in payments. So with all the cash buyers, you're not really seeing a big impact on that, but interesting to see if inventory rises and regular people have to start qualifying for houses, what that will mean. All of a sudden buyers may care about appraisals and those kinds of things, which really over the last year, the name of the game has been just get your offer accepted any way that you can, and people are paying, obviously well over appraised value. We've all heard those stories. So what does that mean? It just means we got to wait and see, especially here in Florida. I feel like we will be one of the last markets to change, which is good. We have a lot of tourism, a lot of people moving here. One downside of that is people can work remotely now and live here, which does tend to drive prices up. If you live in California and you move to Florida because you want to get rid of the state tax and some of the benefits of living in Florida, but your income is still coming from California, obviously you can afford to pay more. Your living that you're making is instead on California standards, which the cost of living is higher there. So with the remote workers, that's also something that's skewing, I guess kind of making it a national market here. So I'm really, really curious to see how things play out over the summer. This is just, you're going to see articles on this, but you got to take them with a grain of salt. But I really do think with the Fed increasing rates, you're going to see some headwinds in the market, you would think. Now, I personally think the Fed will not accomplish raising rates all 8 meetings this year. I think they're going to do an about face. We'll see on that and how that would affect rates. I'm curious what you think. Comment in below. If you're in a different market, are you seeing prices increase? Because here, or not, I wouldn't say prices are increasing everywhere, but inventory increase. And I think it's just, again, too early to tell. It's the beginning of the summer months. Most markets do get more inventory in the summer, so we're going to just pay attention to sales, to listings, and see how that breaks out. I do an update every month when the new numbers come out. If you have any questions on this or anything at all, please reach out to me. I'd love to help. With that, make it a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.